Left alone to raise their daughter Amara, he promised her mother's fading breath that he would give their child a future different from theirs, a life beyond poverty, beyond the silence of a forgotten village. But dreams in Mwangi cost more than most could afford. The nearest school was over 10 kilometers away, and the fees were more than Samuel earned in a month. Still, each night, he'd whisper to Amara stories of doctors, lawyers, and leaders, all born in huts just like theirs, who chose to rise. Samuel had no degree. He had no savings. What he had was a rusted metal sheet, a broken wheel, and 2 calloused hands. He spent days scavenging, welding, and hammering. The villagers laughed when they saw it. A crooked, squeaky contraption with a wooden frame and 1 stubborn wheel. They mocked it, called it the Chariot of Dreams. But to Samuel, it was a promise with handles. Every morning before dawn, he pushed the wheelbarrow into town. Sometimes he carried sand for construction sites. Other days, it was water buckets for elderly women. At times, he carried groceries, and when business was really slow, he offered rides to tired market women too old to walk back home. He charged little, just enough to save for books, uniforms, and later, school fees. People laughed. Why suffer so much for school? Just teach her to farm and marry early. She's a girl. She'll leave you one day anyway. But Samuel never answered them. He would just smile, his sweat dripping into the dust, and keep pushing. Amara grew up seeing this. She never had the nicest clothes. Her lunch was usually a boiled cassava. But she had something rare, a reason to fight. She studied under a kerosene lamp, sometimes falling asleep on open books while her father snored beside her on the floor. When she complained about the long walk to school, Samuel would lift her chin and say, "The distance is nothing if it takes you closer to your dream." Years passed. Amara excelled, always top of her class. She walked proudly, head high, even when her feet blistered. Her teachers noticed her brilliance, her quiet strength. But behind every achievement was Samuel, pushing his dream 1 wheelbarrow ride at a time. One year, disaster struck. Samuel fell ill. His body, weathered by time and labor, gave out. He collapsed by the roadside one morning on his way to town.